Oh, he dropped it. Watching the cricket.
Right, there we are, Madam Chair. We are now live.
Okay, welcome to the few. Famous few. And to remind you, we are live. So be good. And yes, and really, we've only got a couple of things on the agenda that we need to discuss tonight. And I think we need to look at the two things that we might need to order, the cross pieces for Cross Street and the pieces. Sorry, I haven't got my agenda because I can't get it.
Sorry, so if we just do item 2, Madam Chair, that's just apologies. I've got Councillor P. Estelle, Councillor T. Estelle, and Peter Jacobson.
Right.
And then the minutes from the last meeting are there, so I think we just note those minutes. So they went to the PPS committee, and PPS approved the requested financial allocation and purchases. Item 4 is the electrical infrastructure. Peter Jacobson is having a phase return back to work, and we'll be starting to look at that. I don't know if there's anything you've got for the actual electrical infrastructure, Duncan.
I spoke to Peter just before he was coming back he's doing a phase come back into work starting this week. But I spoke to him back end of last week, and he said that he wasn't fearful about not getting it done, but he was aware that it was urgent now. He was aware that we need to get the things off for repair that we need doing and get the things in place to actually, that we need the new infrastructure in, that we need to make things happen that we've already bought or got in the process of buying. The other thing I would say is I had a word with Jeff Sygrove, and he says Beverley Lions are still going to do the tree. They're in the place for that. And I said that if they started to struggle or whatever, please get in touch, because we regarded it as an important part. That tree in the Market Cross is an important part of the Christmas decorations in Beverley. And so I said, Jeff, if you start struggling, because I mean, they're all over 80 and whatever, the Beverley Lions. And so if they are struggling, please get in touch, and I will keep in touch with him and make sure that's going along. I've also been and seen Joe at the Cherry Tree. Now they're really up for something. But then when I started looking at the catalogues, I just thought, God, Benny, what can we do? Because they've got some bay windows there and stuff, an area where you could actually stand stuff. But I think the 3D stuff that you're looking at is either too big and wants people to sit on, and it isn't really appropriate. But when I looked at the Christmas light, Jay and I looked at the Christmas light, I keep saying, aye. But Jay and I looked at the Christmas light catalogue. On page 86, there's like a 5-meter multicoloured fun, thing that would be
a big banner.
Like a big banner that we've got going across Toll Gavel. I just wondered whether it'd be possible to put that along the face. It's 5 meters long, and I think that would look really good along the face of Cherry Tree. But how much it is and whatever, that's something we're going to have to investigate. But they're a fun thing. They're multicoloured and whatever. As I say, page 86, there's 3 different ones there.
Which company?
Light, Christmas Light. If you can put that up, Matt, that'd be great.
I think Christmas
yes, please.
is about the only decent ones in it, looking at the others.
Oh yeah, we've got to do something for Cherry Tree, definitely.
You see what I mean? I just wondered about that colourful snowman or Happy Santa or something like that across the front of Cherry Tree would be a real eye catcher. But I've got a feeling you'll be getting on for £10,000 myself.
Well, shall we get quotes for those just to find out?
Yeah, because I mean, I think any of the 4 of the top 4 would be spot on, wouldn't it? Really,
I like the ones with the stars and the small multicoloured, isn't it? Or the ones with the Christmas trees, maybe, and the stars.
It's just just the bottom 2 just have a bit more colour and a bit more vim and life about them, haven't they?
I think whichever, I think we need the one with the most colour.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can just make a note of that, Libby, so it's page 86 of light, and we'll try and get quotes for those items.
Yeah.
Now, the only other things that you look at that you think could be appropriate, I mean, I know we've done them in the past before, and we're talking about Beckhead, is probably a Christmas tree, a smaller Christmas tree, and there's some with a bit more life in them than, you know, few with different patterns like ribbons going around them and that sort of thing. And I wondered whether we could maybe look at seeing if we could put a Christmas tree in there, and I think there'll be a chance that it wouldn't be hooliganised, really. I mean, it's all we can try.
Those are them, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, like
there's
that,
a bit more fun, aren't there? And there's some a bit further down, Matt. But they could be a bit too big if you go down a few. I mean, something like that. But I mean, I think you see that's a 6 metre one, and I think that'd be too big, really, and expensive. But they're.
Yeah, 6 metres. What's that in English? About 18.
18 foot. About 8 of you, Anne.
You wouldn't want 8 of me.
The other ones with the ribbons going round, we could maybe look at putting a real one there, and like the Lions do, and just have and decorate it ourselves, you know.
Yeah. I like that one that's the bright coloured one. Is it 4 metres, that one?
Yeah, those ones are 4 metres.
Yeah. So that's
the ones. If you go further up, Matt, the first ones that you showed are a bit more.
Oh, you can choose the size. I like that one with the white with the round, but would it be better
the ribbon trees there?
Yeah,
2.8 metres. You know, with those trees, you've got varying sizes, so you could probably get away with those. And if they aren't. Yeah, but to be fair, if they aren't as big as the ones we've had on Cross Street before, there isn't the challenge for people to actually climb them, is there? Which is what's in fact destroyed our trees in the past.
Yeah.
So whether, I suppose, 2.8, that's 9 foot. People would see 9 foot. I suppose if we got a price on the 2.8 and the 3.85, I don't think you'd go any higher than that, would it?
No. That would be fine.
And then, I mean, there's also the request from Councillor Estelle regarding Salmon Road shops. Now, I think he was referring to a real tree, but something like that there as well.
Yeah.
The only thing about having a real cherry tree would be they might use it to decorate themselves, as you know, with the youth or with the children or something like that, and now have it as a sort of project. But you'd need to talk to Joe about that.
But
that's Salmon Road shops is where Councillor Estelle's asked for consideration for a tree.
Because that's the other thing. I will make a list and contact Peter Jacobson and just make sure we're still talking about I haven't contacted him, as I say, this week, because obviously if he'd gone back to work on Monday, Tuesday, he'll have a lot of things to catch up with.
Yeah.
But at the back end of the week, I'll have contacted Peter. The other person that I contacted was Graham somebody or other. I'll have to. I have chased him up with another email, but about the North Bar and them repairing it. Peter Jacobson and him were in discussions about before Peter went off ill, and part of it was whose responsibility it was. And I mean, but I mean, that doesn't really matter, does it? If it's our responsibility, we'll pick it up. If it's theirs, they've got to get on with it, haven't they? And that's, we're going to have to sort of bully him. So I'll maybe have a word with you tomorrow about it, Matt. I'll get this fella's name, and let's do it in a more official capacity than a little note from myself.
It's not
Councillor Duncan Jack.
It's not Carl, is it?
No.
I've got a Zoom meeting on Thursday with Carl from Street Lighting, talk about some street lighting issues.
Graham Benfield.
I'll ask Carl on Thursday as well about the Graham Benfield.
My email, I sent another one on the 18th of the 6th. Greeting, Graham's. I was wondering if any progress has been made on the Uplaces North Bar. As I gather, Peter is probably don't want to give him any more. If you would ring me to sort this out, if anything wants taking forward, I'll be much obliged. So it's a fella called Graham Benfield.
I suspect it's one of these issues where the money's been given to put something in, as it was through the Christmas Festival of Christmas leftover money, but then nothing's been put in place strategically to plan it. Unlike the town trail, Duncan, when you did that, you had all that strategically planned for what's going to happen after it's all installed. Whereas some of these things, like I think, were just put in and not actually followed up.
I think that was done with money from was it Agincourt?
It's
Festival of Christmas. No, those were the ones on the lamp standards. This was, can you remember when John Baird ran the at Agincourt and Barbara?
The Battle of Beverley.
Was it? What was it?
The Battle of Beverley.
No, I think it was the Agincourt. The celebration, was it? It was a celebration of a certain thing with the French.
That's Agincourt, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So we'll find out about that.
I think Easter Griding agreed to take it on, but if they haven't, it just needs doing. If we've got to pay for it, it is just maintenance rather than. I think it's important. It falls in with the part of doing all of Beverley, doesn't it? Having lights on, because I mean they say about putting the lights on there for the full year, don't they? Say that the North Bar uplighters should be on all year, really. So that's it, Graham Benfield.
Just for the notes, Lib, I didn't know whether you got the page number, page 94 from Light of those cones.
94. Right.
Joey, just a feedback from PPS last time.
Matt, so page 94 was for the cone lights for the back head.
Yes, yeah.
And is that for Cross Street as well?
No,
you've not talked about Cross
Salmon
Street.
Road, maybe.
Oh, Salmon Road.
Yeah. What do you want to do at Cross Street? Because we have, there's bigger trees like.
Well, you could certainly do one of those bigger trees, but as I say, if you've got the bigger trees, the temptation is always for people to climb them, isn't it?
Mm.
We used to have a real tree there in the olden days.
I mean, if you wanted some commonality in the town to link up the town, you could go for the same sort of design maybe at Beckhead, but then just go for a slightly larger one at Cross Street.
Yeah.
So it's different parts of the town. So you can have like Salmon Road, Cross Street, and Beckhead, all with a tree in. That's the same design, but the one at Cross Street potentially the 4.5, 6 meter one.
Yeah, well,
that's an idea.
We get some prices on them.
Storage as well.
Yeah. I think, as I say, for the Beckhead and Salmon Road, I think you'd be looking either the 2.8 or the 3.85.
Yeah.
But if we go down.
The only thing I think about is with all the countries, especially if you get them bigger, it's all the storage that they take up for the rest of the year. Whereas like when you had a real tree, it just went and that was it.
Yeah. But as I said, the trouble with a bigger tree in Cross Street is the temptation, and it's exactly the same problem as we've had before, is people climbing them into it. That's which is, there isn't any bravado in climbing a 9-foot tree, is there? Really, you're not the man of the world, are you, at the top of a 9-foot tree, whereas I think
an issue with a real tree as well, depending on the size of it, these are easy to just install and light. The lights are all attached. They're sometimes not nice as a real tree. But I mean, is the issue with a real tree as well? If it's a larger real tree, there's enticement to climb up as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even more so.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of a real tree, but I'm not convinced it's the most practical.
I think with Cross Street, we must throw it back to the Lib Dems. They're the ones who've been driving the bus on not wanting this, that, and the other, and wanting statement pieces. And really, you know, let's, you know, if that's, we need
But if they're not,
we need
if they're not here,
from it.
we make a decision.
I think one of the problems with Cross Street is as well, which I think Doug might agree, is you're limited width-wise as well. Because of the location, you can't put anything in. I was thinking about maybe another sort of statement piece. It's not a tree, but everything that's not a tree takes up more of a footprint.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're very limited there.
Yeah.
Tom's been keen, hasn't he, on like a sleigh or something like that there that people can sit on and have the photos taken on. Well, if you look,
they can stand by the tree.
But when you look at Blashare's ex rental catalogue,
yeah,
your mouth drops open when you look at the prices on there, doesn't it? Of anything of any size, it's 8,000 or 9,000 for an ex display thing. So it's, as I say,
and there's also there is the vandalism thing with those. People will climb on them, and particularly sort of in the evening once, you know, the crowds have gone, youngsters will climb on them.
But to be fair, they had this with Flemingate last year, didn't they? And they chased them down and fined them, didn't they? The kid had to pay for it, the people who damaged the reindeer down there. And I think there'll be...
There was a camera on it there.
Well, we could have a camera on that in there. I think there's a camera there in Cross Street.
I think the difference is because Flemingate is privately owned and they have their own security and officers there to react to something very quickly. Whereas the town centre at 2 o'clock in the morning is a lot different to anything on Flemingate.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what about stringing things across it? Could you do it that way instead of having one that goes up the ground, the one that goes across somewhere, just to fill that space up?
What you're saying, like have a big curtain of lights over the top of the square there.
Well, yeah, because when you come in the car and you look down to where body care is and everything, when you're in the car, and you can see it from everywhere, can't you? You can see it as you're coming down that way and that way. So it's like three ways that you can see it as you're walking past. So why can't you have, like, I don't know what you could do to string something across rather than have
well, we'd have to have permission of the 4 buildings, but you'd need 4 anchor points to have a big canopy there, wouldn't you? But I suppose that's something else we could, because they all have these sort of ideas, whether that would... What's this one here? What you're saying, the angel are down at the bottom there.
Not necessarily the angel, but just
I mean,
those sort of things, not necessarily with the angel, but something like that.
So something crossing the street like that, you mean?
Yeah.
From sort of like white, is it White Stuff or White Company across to the other side of the road?
Yeah, to Mount Warehouse.
Yeah.
That would look good. And it'd be way out the way of the vandals, surely.
Yeah, I think they look... But as I say, we need the input from our colleagues, really.
Well, I'll have a look in that catalogue to see if there's anything that's like that without an angel's, hanging from it like that, just to see if it's like a curtain like that and try and get a price.
Yeah, to see if we can either curtain across or a...
Well, something of that ilk, just to sort of fill the space up really, and sort of so you can see it as you walk in. It's because it's like it's like a dark, dead court, places that, isn't it, on an evening if it's not this.
Yeah.
If you did something like we've got Crosswell Lane, but in a bigger scale.
Yeah. More sophisticated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But there's
good idea.
Yeah, you're right. I hadn't thought a lot. I don't think very imaginatively.
And
don't be shaking your head and agreeing.
And I think at Swinemore, I think one of those trees would be a good idea.
Yeah.
It'd be simple, but it would look good.
Yeah, so I'll get quotes for them and see if they do a deal on 2.
Yeah. And then the same thing at Cherry Tree.
Like I said, there's something actually on the actual top of Cherry Tree, across the top that we looked at.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, yes. Yeah, look at that as well. Yeah.
Right. Well,
I mean, there is some marvellous stuff, but we have a budget of what's left over £18,000, and we were just discussing slightly before the meeting that the Christmas lights are very expensive, and £18,000, which is left over, that's my, we've already taken into account the £6,000 for Cross Street and Beckhead combined, but it doesn't go far.
No, right.
If in the future the council wants to do even more and have more across the, like curtains of light, carpets of light throughout the town in more spaces, you're talking tens of thousands of pounds, which is currently way more than this currently budget for. It's something the council need to look at if they really want to make a huge impact. It's that sort of level of money that'd be required.
Before, the Chamber of Trade used to get involved. I mean, if we start to improve it more and more, surely we could go to them, and even if they did a fundraising event for us to get some more to go there or something.
yeah,
And it's a shame Woodmansea and Molescroft won't come with us because they benefit.
Yeah, we've had this discussion, I'm afraid,
I know,
20 times before, haven't we? And it's a fact of life.
Yeah.
I mean, but potentially just by doing something different, like with the Cross Street, and explain to people why the tree's not there anymore and why there's something else in its place, shows the constant changing and developing and looking at doing something new, even though it may be bit by bit each year, it will then hopefully pick up.
Yes.
But as I say, if the Chamber of Trade are coming, they aren't looking at putting 1,000 to 2,000 in. It's a drop in the ocean, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
When you're talking about it.
Well, it gives them a bit more.
Encourage them
in, because even if there's 1,000 or 2, I mean, it's like the Christmas lights. I mean, it's very difficult to get money off the traders to do anything. If you did an event, if you got all these people in the race and had a big something or other that was going for the Christmas lights, because look, we are trying to improve it and we're not getting, it costs a lot of money.
And the traders do benefit.
The traders will benefit. So people they've got contacts and they've got people that they can sell tickets to all these things, and just make it, expand it a bit. So we want to expand it, but you've all got to give a bit of help if you can.
I said something we seem to have forgotten is we were going to ask, and I can't remember whether we ever did, if East Riding would do that tree in their garden, opposite the library. There's that big conifer.
Yes, they said they'd be happy for something to go in there, but I think it would be down to us to pay, which, given the fact it's on East Riding land and it will look like they've lit it up, it's maybe a further conversation to get the East Riding ward councillor or the town council to go to East Riding with, because I think it would be slightly negative if the town council and the Christmas lights paid for something that's firmly on East Riding land that looks like East Riding's doing.
Yeah, they need to do it.
Linda certainly got permission, didn't she? But you got the feeling, they're quite happy for us to do it, but they weren't gonna put their hand in the pocket to actually pay for it to be done.
Yeah.
That was the gist we got from them, I think.
So
I mean, just to show just to show Anne, when Duncan was talking about Blasher, just for ex-rented things to go across the street. I mean, that one there, that second one down is 319 quid.
Yeah.
So, and they're ex items, they're ex rental items. So,
if you go a bit further down with them, Matt, can you just go a bit further down with them? It's absolutely, showing the things that.
Go down there.
So they have 3D items at the bottom, haven't they? A bit further down.
That's 250 quid, and that's half a metre by half a metre.
Yeah, but those, I thought,
Right.
no, I can't. You see, like, right,
That tree there, 5 metres high, 4,108 quid.
Oof.
So you know, that's the reality of the sort of cost of items.
Yeah.
just go back again, Matt. There was one quite a nice 3 metre tree there. That's 3 metres. There's 7 of those. And they're what, 1,000 quid.
Yeah.
So that would maybe be a. What do you think to that?
I don't think they're very Christmassy,
Yeah, right.
personally.
What are you saying, Joy? Sorry.
I just said I don't think they look very Christmassy. I know they look snowy, but not Christmas.
That's about it. Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Why haven't they made it more Christmassy?
Yeah.
No, I agree
Anyway,
with you. Yeah.
maybe revisit the Bleshare catalogue. I'll maybe have a look. See if there's anything.
Have our globes been, extra globes for Christmas lights been ordered yet, Matt?
Oh yeah. Everything that you questioned last time has been ordered, and there'll be a September time.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, everything that was approved at PPS, Carol ordered the next day.
Excellent.
So presumably we can't make a decision because there's so few of us.
Well, what you've agreed is that there's various ones that I'm going to go away and get prices on.
Yeah. Good.
So
Yeah.
there's nothing to actually report back to PPS next week about we want to see if we can buy these. It'll be after that. So I think it's just a matter of keeping looking, getting quotes back, and then in September really amping it up and getting everything in.
Yeah.
And if there's just the 4 of us coming, we can have a meeting during the day, can't we? But, I mean,
Yes.
we could have a meeting in the day. We could call a meeting quick, sharp, couldn't we, to
Yes.
sort of rubber stamp that and just have a quarter of an hour, a 20-minute meeting and get it done, couldn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good idea. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. We'll do
Okay,
that.
okay then.
Right,
Okay,
that's
thank
wonderful. Good to see you, Anne, Libby, Matt.